Good morning and welcome to the Walkie Talkie Football Podcast. My name's Simon Atherfold.
And I'm Dave Brooks.
And Dave's very excited today. He's told me he wants to introduce our special guest. So with no further ado, Dave, please continue.
And I'll put the bit in that you missed. And this is a Walking Football Podcast. But before I introduce our very special guest, a quick mention to our sponsor. We are sponsored by the Dale Trust, which is Rochdale Supporters Trust. Thank you very much for your continued support. And I've got one other thing to mention, something that's coming up later in the podcast. We've got a challenge. Yes, you look surprised.
When you say challenge, I am surprised, yeah.
Yeah, we are going to challenge two of the biggest football podcasts in the country, probably the world, to a game of walking football. And we're going to do it live on this podcast. We're going to email them, or Simon is.
Oh, right, okay.
So it all goes pear-shaped, it's his fault.
All my fault, yeah.
Right, to our special guest. Our guest has played 475 games in the EFL. He has played 242 games right here for this club behind me. And he now plays walking football. He is the Oldham legend, Keith Hicks.
Woo. Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Before I start, I'd like to just say it's an absolute honour to be today in the middle of two illustrious guests who both play for England at different levels. It's an honour. I can tell you it's an absolute honour to say you play for your country. And I'd like to again say thanks to Dale Trust, who I sit on the board for organising this trip out with David and Simon today.
Well, thank you very much. But before we get into it, I've got a fun fact for you. Right, you played 242 times for Oldham. You scored 11 goals. How that happened, I don't know, from centre half, but you did. That's one goal every 22 games. That's better than Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrenson.
Right.
So you're in good company.
Yeah. Well, I'd just like to add to that as well that I used to be stuck on the near post for corners. I mean, they talk about all these corners these days. We did something very similar back in the 70s. It's not a new thing about packing the 6-yard box. Yeah. But I was always stood on the near post flicking on. So my nickname was Flicker. So that's why I only scored 11 goals, because I think if I'd gone to far post, I might have scored a few more.
Might have scored 20
assists.
Might have scored 12 goals.
In fact, I think there's a rumour going around that I scored more on goals than goals.
Yeah,
I'm not going to dispute, because I think it could be right.
No, well, I didn't go into that particular stuff. So we're going to come on to your professional career a little bit later on. But just tell us how you got involved in walking football.
Right, so apparently, allegedly, walking football started at Chesterfield, the Community Trust at Chesterfield, in 2011.
It did indeed.
Yeah. We first got into walking football back in about 2014, I think. We were doing some stuff with Rochdale Leisure Services, or as it's called these days, Your Trust. We were doing, basically, it was a programme called Extra Time, with somewhere that we got together from the Premier League and the EFL. And basically we were just going out into the community, just doing simple sports coaching sessions, if you like. Littleborough Community School and the Leisure Centre in Rochdale. And from there it kind of morphed into, well, a lot of lads want to come and play a little bit of tennis, if you like, but they'd rather play football. So we moved into like walking football sessions.
Yeah.
And at the time, we were probably, I think we were the first club to ever take part in a half-time entertainment show, one of our Football League games, which was against Fleetwood away. And I don't think you played in that, but we won 3-1. I think Terry Williams played that game. I think he might have scored a couple of goals. But then we progressed on to playing teams like Bolton Wanderers. And I do know you played in that game at, as it was called then, I think it was Burnham Park then, I'm not sure.
But we played, it was a new one, it was a new ground.
Yeah, but we played in front of 13,000 supporters at half time. Right. So we kind of took it on another step, and we played at home against Fleetwood, 3,000 at Rochdale, which is still good for a Tuesday night attendance. Yeah. And it just kind of more from there, and I think we kind of set it off, but I think it was taken on to the next level. I'm presuming it was Steve Colesby and a bit of a committee. You might have been on that committee, I don't really know, I can't remember. But we finished up playing in tournaments. We played another tournament down at the EFL, St George's Park, 2018, a national competition, having won the regional finals up here. Again at Bolton.
We played at Bolton, didn't we?
Again at Bolton, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just let the lads get on with it. I thought they enjoyed playing it. It was very competitive. And then I think I came on board about 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe I think in that competition down at the St George's. And after that, I thought, yeah, it's great, I love this. It's the first time I'd ever played football, walking football at that level. Yeah. And I thought, yeah, this is for me.
Good.
Now, I do speak to some players I've played with in the past, and it's just not for them, and I don't understand it. It's like, you know, they get all the excuses like, I've got bad knees from playing football, or I think sometimes they think it's undermines themselves, you know what I mean? But I think it's brilliant, I love it.
That was going to be one of my questions, actually. You just answered it.
Sorry, Simon.
No, it's brilliant. Carry on, please. Yeah.
Well, I've mentioned walking football to, well, I don't do it anymore, but in the beginning, first couple of years, everyone I played with, oh, you want to try this one? One person, I must have mentioned it to hundreds of people, one person's took it up. So, and you're right, the common excuse is, I've got bad knees. Everybody's got bad knees.
Of course you have.
If you play football, no matter what level, you've got bad knees.
Yeah.
But you can walk.
Yeah. You have to, don't you?
You walk around the show. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. I did play in that Fleetwood one.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any changing rooms for us. We had to get changed at the side of the ground in the stand. And all the Rochdale supporters are there.
Yeah.
And we are getting changed. And they'd never seen anything like this before. And then all these old guys getting changed, stepping over the barrier in a Rochdale kit, and they're all going, what on earth's going on?
Strange pitch invasion, isn't it?
Yeah. And then we played the game, they started, fans will applaud anyone in their own kit, won't they? And so they loved it, actually.
We took a chance. We were driving up in the minibus, myself and Siobhan, I think some of the lads were with us, and I was like, oh God, I hope I don't want to embarrass myself here. And when we were on the pitch and the fans behind the top goal, they saw the lads running on, and it was like, hey, Dale! And I was like, oh, we won 3-1. And he was like, oh, brilliant. And we got an absolute ovation.
Yeah.
James was in charge on that day. Remember James, the big tall guy, we called him Trees?
Yes, tree, yeah, because he was as tall as a tree. Yeah.
He was our coach, and he absolutely, you could see him coming off his chest. It was like, we're beating Fleetwood away from home. And he just carried on from there. It's been brilliant ever since.
That game at St George's Park, it was really good. And St George's Park, have you been?
Yes.
It's marvellous. But it was kind of early days of walking football, and the pitch they marked out was rubbish, wasn't it? It's too small, too crowded. Yeah. And we were undefeated, weren't we? But we didn't make the final, but we never lost. Yeah. And your mate was there, because he had a professional team, you know, Dave Boost.
Oh yeah, that's how I started.
Yeah. Well, he was there. He played in the professional.
Good lad, Dave Boost. Good lad.
And Norman Hunter, he was giving out the prize.
I was just going to say, he didn't play walking football. Norman Hunter was a bit too old by then. I wouldn't have gone anywhere near the pitch.
Well, if he did, I'm not going anywhere near him.
I think my recollection on that day was we had to beat. I can't think who it was. We had to beat Sheffield United. Yeah. Well, we beat Sheffield United, and they actually won the competition.
They won the whole thing.
But in the last game, I think Steve Colesby, don't want to forget me, Steve, but Steve was picking a team, and he picked a team for each game where we're going to play in the league phase. And on the last game, we had to beat this team, and if we didn't beat them, we got the bad draw in the semi-finals. And he beat this team and there was I think Bill was in there. Remember old Bill?
Yeah, he's 80 now.
He's
as is Steve, yeah.
Bill Charlton, great lad. Yeah. But we had to win this game, and he beat his team, and he played that team solid. And some of the better players were on the sidelines. So they never got, if they beat them like we should have, and I can't think who it was.
That's bugged you ever since, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I love Steve.
Annoyed you ever since.
It wasn't me, she won on the way back. She had to go at Steve on the way back saying, you should have picked this team for that last game, and we would have got, whatever. But we got to the semi-finals, and
undefeated.
We stayed overnight. It was just a fantastic 2 days, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, after your illustrious professional career...
You're talking to me, or?
I was talking to
you, sure, then,
Well, you've played for England.
I'm not going to answer that. Excuse me. So after your professional career, you end up playing with basically a lot of amateur footballers. So the game itself is a leveller because of the restrictions of walking football, and the age is a leveller as well. But your football brain is still there. So
He's talking to you. Definitely.
I'm trying to think of an answer.
Not
himself.
Not your normal brain, that's as wonky as anyone,
exactly,
but your footballing brain.
Yeah.
Because full disclosure, we're playing the same team. So I see what Keith does, and I don't think I've ever seen you take more than 3 touches.
No.
And that's because you've had a look, you've scanned. So your football brain is more advanced than the average player, is what I'm coming around to saying. So if you could give a tip to the average walking footballer how to improve, what would it be?
Well, I think there's 2 things. For me, I was brought up on the old ideas that the hardest thing in football is to get the ball back, to win it back. So why give it away in the first place? That's my first point. So some of the teams that we've come across this last season, is it Winstanley?
Yeah.
They have a formula where they just pass the ball to each other. It's very simple, and that's what football is. They used to say football's made round to go around. Football's a simple game for simple people. Do you know what I mean? So it's just that. It's just get the ball, look up. But I think before you can actually pass the ball, when you're receiving, you need to be aware of the space around you or where people are. And I think where we struggle a little bit is that the heads are down, and I'm probably the same. Heads are down, so when you've actually got the ball at your feet, you can't see who to pass to. And I think that's where the top players in all levels of football, it's just up there.
Yeah.
It's there. You have a brain, you have a football brain. And I think for me that is what it is. And I try and say that every time we play. Please don't try that miracle ball. And yet in the games that we play, I'll guarantee it's at least 6 times we try the miracle ball.
Yeah,
And it kills me.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm not a fantastic player. I just do what I can do best, which is to defend. And I try my best, and sometimes I get turned over.
People see that gap of about 3 paces there, and they open the body up and just say, I might as well say, I'm going to kick it over there now, but I think you've not spotted it.
Yeah.
And I wonder why it gets intercepted every time. Can I just say something, Keith, on your behalf? Because I've watched you play, and it is nice and simple as it should be. But you talk, everything that comes out of your mouth is sensible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's dead basic, it's dead simple,
Yeah.
and it makes sense.
Well, again, if you look at the 11-side game, and it's a walking football game, the talker is an extra player.
Correct.
And it's just basic things like pick him up, pass to him over there. And I've watched football in here. I'm a season ticket holder here. I played 10 years here. I think I'm going to in the future. And I played 30 odd games at Rochdale, and then I took over the community. So I see football all the time. And on there, the same thing happens. You're talking professional footballers, and I sit here in the stand round there, and I'm screaming, pass that ball down there, you can see it. And then I do the same at Rochdale. I was at Rochdale Tuesday night. Fantastic team, by the way. Lovely team, play lovely football. You can see why they are where they are. And they do exactly what we're just talking about. You get the ball, they pass it nice and simple, and they have a get-out ball, which is down the right side to the flying winger. Then it's just it's dead easy. It's so easy, it's untrue.
What amazes me about you do talk a lot, but I was surprised how positive it is. All your comments are positive, which I struggle. If someone's making a right arse of it, to be honest,
we've seen that.
I go absolutely nuts. But Keith is always positive and encouraging. So going back to what you said about kind of scanning, keeping your head up and what have you. What kind of, you would be an apprentice here, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
When doing all the shitty jobs, sweeping up and cleaning boots.
Yeah.
So what type of coaching did you get back in the day?
Right, I'll go back even before that. Before I was an apprentice, I was a schoolboy. I played for the under-15s, which was called Middleton Juniors. We played in the Manchester and District Sunday League, and we used to play on Little Wembley down there Sunday mornings. The manager at the time, who was an absolute legend of Man United, a guy called Jack Rowley, was the manager here. Yeah, he was the manager here. He almost took us out of the league. He took us from the 3rd into the 4th, and then we were struggling down the bottom end of the 4th. But he was always there Sunday mornings watching us on Little Wembley.
Right.
And talking about being an apprentice, everything that in the summer, you talk about they get 10 weeks off these days, the apprentices for summer and stuff. We used to come in, we used to have to do things like this stand that we're sat in now. When it was built, it was the old Ford stand. We had to paint anything that was blue. We painted that with blue. Whether it was like the steps or rails or whatever, it was blue. We painted that blue, and we got 2 weeks off.
Wow.
And that was the days of a footballer. And I loved those days because you were taught discipline.
Yeah.
We had a simple story where that to get from the changing rooms to the physio's room, you had to walk through the first team changing rooms, and you had to knock on the door to get into that changing room. And if you didn't, you got towelled.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the next time you walk through that door, you knocked on the door to go, and it was just things like discipline and stuff.
Can you imagine the first year scholars, as they're called now, whatever they are, getting a paintbrush? What's that? I'm not allowed to do that.
But I think it would have gone higher than that. It would have gone to what's my son doing here painting when he should be playing football.
Exactly.
The world's changed.
Yeah.
They're too busy polishing the Lamborghinis, aren't they? Even at 17 or 18.
Well, if you look on the other stand over there used to be a set of boxes on there where people could watch the game from the boxes. And we used to clean the windows on the box on a Friday morning, climbing up ladders. Talking about health and safety and stuff like that. We were climbing up ladders on them Friday morning.
Did you have your high vis on?
Nope. And a pair of shorts on socks, tracky top, and then we'd go and train. That'd be between 9 and 10. And then at 10 o'clock we'd go and train on Little Wembley. And then we come back at 12 o'clock and we start the old chores again. Cleaning out changing rooms, washing kit, cleaning the steps, brushing the steps.
Good old days. On the coaching thing, we touched on it, I think, in another podcast. When I went to watch Rochdale train.
Oh yeah.
And some of the walking footballers went, and obviously there's coaching going on. It was all very well, and some of our guys. Because our generation, I don't know how it'd be, we never had, coaching wasn't a thing.
No.
You just,
not at all.
You just played. So they were saying, we've never had coaching. So I said, well, I'll do some with you back at our place. So we got a few of them, and all I wanted them to do was dribble the football from one side of a five-a-side piece to the other. Off they went, not one of them picked their head up. They all stared at the football, all the way across. Now, contrast that. My grandson is 5. He's been having coaching since he was 3. Actually, you know the guy that does it, Richard Graham. He used to play here.
Yeah,
they're over in Leeds. So they did the same thing. He's got these 3 and 4 year olds dribbling the football across the gym, and the little football cones. They've got a cone on their head.
Yeah.
So if they look down, the cone falls off. They have to start again.
Yeah.
So at 3 and 4, they're teaching them to keep their head up and look around.
Yeah.
So and coaching has been around for kids, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So when they come through, surely they must be better educated football. They must be.
Yeah, it's that awareness of space. If you've got your head up when you're dribbling, you know where people are, basically. I mean, you don't say like, and to be fair, that was me when I was a kid. My head was always there, looking at the ball, make sure the ball wasn't too far away from my feet. So I've come through that. But again, talking about coaching, we didn't have coaching here when I was an apprentice.
You didn't?
We used to do things like run around that pitch all morning, things like that. No, I'm being serious. And we didn't have a gym, so if you've ever been to the stand across the way there was a little corridor. That was our gym. And in that gym was medicine ball up there. You used to up and head it like you're not supposed to these days. We things like that, heading balls up there. And there was no proper coaching, you know what I mean? It was just...
Yeah.
I used to go in that gym because when I had my cartilage on, Ian Liversedge was a physio, wasn't it? And he used to put me in that gym and spend hours on a flipping bike. He was a good lad.
There weren't many coaches though, were there, in those days? The system was sort of antiquated, and it was like there was a prelim and advanced, and that probably it, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I did the prelim.
So did I.
And that was compared to like level 1 now. That I think it was like every weekend for about 6 weekends.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
3 out of 21 passed it on ours. It was a really hard rate. I was done it in Macclesfield College, and you felt quite good about that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then the advance wasn't going to happen, then it would all change. I converted over and I never did the UEFA B. But my point is, in those days though, you say, oh, someone's got an FA qualified coach, and you'd be going, oh, that's all right, isn't it? That must be good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's any better coaching, but you know.
I actually did the full badge, 2 weeks. 2 weeks out of the show, pass or fail. And if you failed it, you had to go back again if you wanted to get the award. But it was done in 2 weeks. I mean, these days it takes maybe 2, maybe 3 years, which is how it should be.
Yeah. It's gone to. Well, when I worked for you, I had to do the level 1 again and DBS and all that. And it's what is it? Level 1, level 2, UEFA B. There's loads of them. It's just, I think, to get more.
And you can't. I've inquired. I'm too old anyway now. I don't mind. But to go on, say, a level UEFA B now, it's a fortune, and you have to actually have a damn good reason why you want to. In the old days, well, I just fancy doing it. You can't do that anymore.
No.
You have to be maybe sponsored by a club, or it's proved that you're going to be getting involved in 11-a-side. And then there's a cost with it.
When I did that prelim, I remember after I finished it and passed it, I was really annoyed that because it opened my eyes to football. And thinking, why did no one tell me this like 20 years ago? I'm not saying I would have been any better, but I might have been a tiny bit, because it just opened your eyes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So and another thing that amazes me because there's a few ex-professional players playing walking football. There's not a lot, but there's a few. So we're all, I mean, you're what, 71?
71, yeah.
You're almost 70.
Yeah.
I'm obviously nowhere
You're a
near.
whippersnapper, eh?
I'm nowhere near 70, obviously.
When you say nowhere near, Dave, just define what that means.
Well,
all right.
you must play like it.
that's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I play like I'm 80. I'm 68. So, but
Nowhere near 70. Right, year behind me. Okay.
My point being, at one point we were all in our 20s. Keith is playing there. And I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm in a park over there somewhere playing against a dog and duck. So Keith's in level 4 and 3 of English football. I don't know, we were in level 13 and 14.
I was actually struggling in the Northern Premier League.
Really?
I was struggling now, yeah.
Right.
And yet it's exactly the same principles here as over there. And when I was a young kid, I was a massive Latics fan. So I used to go and stand right at the back of the Cherry Road in there. And they had little windows, and there'd be like 10 pitches, playing fields, and there'd be 10 games on. And I used to watch and I used to think, God, I want to play on there. I've got to play on there when I get older. Made it. I did play on there once. I thought, what am I doing here? You know, when I come to the end of my career, and I was playing in the Oldham Amateur League for a mate who said, come and play, you'll love it. And I played, and I thought, what am I doing here? But when I was a young kid, it was what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? And I did it eventually, so...
When you look at the pictures from afar, they're like, oh, that looks nice. When you get on them, it's like that.
Well, the worst thing for us on there was...
Dog walk.
Only had one bath. There was no showers, there was one bath in the changing rooms. So you were hoping that you'd get off the pitch as quick as possible. You'd run to the bath, and there was somebody always in there before you was cleaning his boots in the bath. You know what I mean? But that's amateur football. And I say, well, I played Sunday League football for a while, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Okay, going back to your professional career, who were the players that you played against that people will, like household names that people would recognise? Go on.
I think I spoke about this before, and it's not because I'm like big-headed or anything like that, but it actually came across in my career. I might have Jeff Hurst. No, it wasn't because I was like a super player. In the old days, the old players like you, Jeff Hurst, Bobby Moore. I played against Bobby Moore. I scored a goal here once against Fulham, and Bobby Moore was playing for Fulham, and I've always said he was marking me when I scored that goal. And I don't think he was. In fact, the problem doesn't need me, but I scored a goal when Bobby Moore was marking me. That's what I tell everybody.
But Bobby Moore was at Fulham for a couple of years. He must have been very close to playing against Beston Marsh then, was it? Did he just miss it?
I missed that game. There was a game when I was they got beat 5-1 or 5-0 at Fulham. I was either suspended, injured. In those days we had a manager called Jimmy Frizzle, and his ethic was, if I pick a team and that team wins, that team plays the next week.
No.
So if you got suspended or injured or whatever, you had to just go with it until a place came open. And I think I was, they got beat 5-0. But I'll always remember that. It's on YouTube. If you ever want to have a good laugh, it's on YouTube. And best he gets a ball and he's about maybe 25 yards out. And he chips our goalkeeper, John Platt. John Platt's a lovely lad. But he chips John and the ground was rock hard and he kind of slips. And as the ball's going in the back of the net, I think John's on his back. It's at the bar going down. It's like, at the time I was chuffed to bits because I weren't in the team, but now look at it, I think, it's a bit of class. Yeah. And I think he's one of the only players I don't think I've played against. Now, when I played here at Oldham, we used to play, when I was a young kid, we used to play Man United down at the cliff in like pre-season friendlies, things like that. And I don't know if I've played in one of those games and he was there.
Right.
But again, I'll say I probably have. I don't think I've, but I think I'm going to say I probably have. The Jeff Hurst thing, he was then playing for West Brom in Division 2. And again, he was 34, I think, and he had to drop down to make a living, really. And you think, like Harry Kane these days, would he have to drop down to play in the Championship to basically like make a living? And back in the days when we was in the second division, we played the teams like your Man Uniteds, Liverpool's, Fulham, like I said on here, and it's just great memories. West Brom, just great memories.
And now you're playing walking football with me and Simon.
Exactly, yeah. What memories they'll be.
Yeah, it's scale the heights again.
Internationals either side.
Scale the heights.
You know what I mean?
Right. Earlier on, I mentioned a podcast challenge. This is it. This is the challenge.
Excuse me, I'll get my phone then.
Oh, he's gone. It's nothing like being prepared, and he's nothing like prepared. So what we're going to do, we're going to challenge two podcasts. One, Paddy McGuinness, which is The Good, the Bad and Football, and Gary Neville, which is, I think, is Stick to Football. We're going to challenge them to a game of walking football. Whether they accept the challenge or not, I have no idea, but we're going to challenge them anyway. So I've sent you that email, and I'll just read out for the listener what we're going to send them. Okay? So it goes, the email is going to go, Dear Mr. McGuinness. So I've gone formal. Are you up for a challenge? We are Walkie Talkie, the Walking Football Podcast. We hereby challenge you and your podcast to a game of walking football. We have also challenged Mr. Neville and his Stick to Football podcast. Come and have a go if you think you're brave enough.
There's a challenge there. There's a challenge.
Regards, Dave and Simon, Walkie Talkie. Right.
Can I do it?
Send it. See what happens. Have we gone? Brilliant.
Yeah, it's thinking about it. I think it's read it and it's not sure. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Done.
Right now,
we're in.
Keith, we've got the good news and the bad news.
Well, give me the bad news first.
No, I'm going to give you the good news first.
Thought so.
If they accept this challenge, you're in the team.
Oh, I'll have a bit of that, yeah.
The bad news is you're marking Roy Keane.
I'd rather mark Gary Neville, to be honest.
No, you've got the job. No.
Right, okay.
I'm not marking him. You?
No chance.
We'll put Ash on him.
I don't think he made the team.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much, Keith. That's it for this one. We'll let you know if the challenge has been accepted. It's a slim chance, but you never know. If you don't ask, you don't.
Absolutely, if you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah.
They'll probably be afraid, actually, but you never know.
Top floor hotel football would be nice if you're listening, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's it for this one. In the next one, there's a bit of a hot topic going on about the laws of the game. I think the FA and the WFA are kind of trying to get their heads together to unify the laws. I'm not sure what they are now. So, but we've got a top referee coming in, and we're going to discuss that subject. So that'll be by the end of the month. So thanks for watching. Thanks for Keith. Thanks for Simon.
Thanks, Keith.
Can I just mention a few things before I leave the room? Yeah?
Of course you can.
I'd just like to again mention the Dill Trust. I know you've mentioned on the sponsor, and I actually sit on the trust board, and we try and do a lot of things for the community, at Rochdale especially, and Farrowfields, and it's just really nice that they're going to get some recognition for sponsoring this event. I'd also like to thank people at the Walking Football at Rochdale, because I think it's a fantastic club, and normally you have a committee, and I think the lads, if I'm wrong, I think Steve Colesby, Kevin Williams and Dave Yearsley do a great job organising stuff. The games played at Airwood Sports Centre, organised brilliantly, 60s, 65s, 70s, 75s. Every time I go down, it's well organised, and I think that's Paul Gardner, working for your trust. It's just great that you can just turn up on a Thursday morning, Wednesday mornings, and everything's done for you. It's fantastic. And the referees, I mean, you're talking about laws there. The referees, I think the referees do a fantastic job. They get a lot of stick. I tried refereeing a game once. I've only done it once. I would never do it again. Too much aggro from the parents on the side, and I just said that's for me. And if you don't have a referee, you basically don't have a game.
Right.
So get off the backs and just enjoy yourselves. But when them referees have a go at me saying I'm running, I just like to know that I couldn't run when I was a young kid, so I don't run now. You know what I mean?
The good thing about playing football, you just mentioned parents on the side. We're very lucky. Our parents are not going to be on the side.
They're not going to be turning up anytime soon, are they? No.
Unless they're about 120.
That's right.
Well, we get the ultras done.
So, and just before we go, I'd like to mention our host today for this podcast. As you can see, we're in a terrific place. We've got the gorgeous ground of Oldham Athletic behind us, and the people here have been fantastic. So thanks to Keith for organising that. And I'm going to go on about the like and subscribe. There's lots of people viewing this podcast now, and thank you very much. But please press that subscribe button. It helps us massively. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See you now. Bye.